You're considering selling and you're not sure where to start, or you want to avoid any mistakes and make the most money possible, or maybe you just want to eliminate as much stress as possible. Well, I've got you. Stay tuned. We're going over the 5 phases of selling. Hi, I'm Teresa Wellman with Homeowner Experience Real Estate. Today we're getting into phase 1 of the home selling process. Now, basically, I've taken my years of experience, almost 20 years in real estate, selling over 200 listings, and have combined that into a process to help sellers avoid mistakes, make the most money, and minimize stress. So it sounds great, right? Well, I want to make sure that you have this resource to guide you step by step and advice as when to call our real estate team to help you out. Let's take a look at this resource on our website. If you go to homeownerexperience.com and click the Tips to Sell button, you will see it brings up this big, long guide. And it goes into the reasons why you might want to do this as I opened up. First, to get the most money out of your asset as possible. Second, to minimize the stress. And third, to avoid the biggest mistakes that sellers make. So there are 5 different phases that we're going to cover. This video is on phase 1. And then in future videos, we'll go through each phase. But once you go over to this website, the bit.ly link is at the bottom to take you directly here. Or like I showed you can go to homeownerexperience.com and select that Tips to Sell button right on the homepage. You'll get to all of these different phases. So phase 1 is covering 3 to 6 months out from your move date. What do? Then phase 2 is going to go into a little bit shorter time frame, about 45 days before. Then 2 weeks before, as you're really prepping to get your house on the market. And then once your house is on the market until you have an accepted offer, that is phase 4. And phase 5 is the escrow period to your move out. So hopefully that'll cover your entire journey. Now, if you're getting to this resource and you're not 3 to 6 months out, but somewhere in the future phases, well, I recommend you check out phase 1 and streamline and move that along as fast as possible to get to the time frame where you are today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into phase 1. We're going to look at the screen and go through some of these details. Basically, phase 1 is really going through your plan. The first important piece is going to be deciding when you're going to move, where you're going to move, or how that transition is going to go. For example, are you going to sell your house, then move somewhere, maybe rent or buy in the transition? Are you going to buy somewhere, move out, and then sell your house? Are you going to move out of your house, sell it, and then make the transition and go buy? There's so many different ways to do it, and it all depends on, number 1, your financial capability of what order you can do that. Number 2, the amount of inconvenience you're willing to go through with people coming and going through your house to see the home and all of those details. So if you want to explore those options more, I welcome you to reach out. Let's set up a time to discuss what might be a great option for you, as I've helped sellers go through all of those different scenarios, and it's really your choice as to what makes sense for you. And then once you kind of have an idea of that plan, you're going to need to find your team. So first off, of course, is going to be have a knowledgeable agent in the area where you're selling your property and making a plan on how to best do that. And then the next phase of this section is going to be your mindset. So we really want to talk about how you should think about this transition, what your goals are going to be, and how we're going to maximize the dollars for you with the least amount of inconvenience. So everybody's tolerances are a little different in this area, but it's really important to design a plan for you that makes sense. And it's really important for you to realize that you are selling this property, and an expert in the local market can really help you maximize that money if you listen to them and take their advice. So we've got a lot of great resources here of what that means about preparing for the inconveniences, emotionally detaching from your house, and embracing a model home and making your home present in perfect condition to the buyers. And we've got a list of the biggest mistakes, and I want to just highlight those quickly for a moment. I would say one of the biggest mistakes is that people think their house is worth X and they make plans based on that without talking to an expert, without really running the numbers or understanding all the costs. For example, Have you taken into account capital gains taxes? What does that look like? That could be a big surprise if you're not planning for that. The rules changed, I believe, in 2015, where you can no longer take your primary residence profits to your next primary residence without paying those capital gains. So you need to be aware of that. We can advise you through those steps, and so you don't make that mistake, maybe don't have your budget work out the way you thought it should. The second biggest mistake is going to be sellers being hung up on the things that they love about their property and not being able to let go to present the home in the best way for buyers to maximize your dollars. So again, we just have to mentally be open to the fact that you are leaving this property and moving on to another situation. So I've got a great video resource on how to emotionally detach from your property, not your home, your property, to help you through that process. So definitely check out that resource, which is listed here under the frequently asked questions. And then the biggest one is going to be neglecting to hire a professional local agent who can advise you on the market today. You want to work with a professional who is very experienced in listing properties in your local market, so they know what buyers are looking for and what makes buyers get excited to maximize your return on your investment. So I hope you find these resources really valuable. I encourage you to go over to our website to read through these phases and to find more information and resources. Maybe some of those frequently asked questions are going to help you out further. And of course, the next best step would be to set up a seller consultation where we can really guide you through some of the specifics to your property, as well as your plans and how you do it financially and what might be the best option for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Teresa Wellman with Homeowner Experience Real Estate.
Are you considering selling in the next 6 or 12 months? Well, let's plan the home prep now to get the highest possible price when you're ready to sell. Many people ask my advice on what they should do to update their home for the best return on investment. To make your property most attractive to today's buyers involves key steps that are constantly changing. I offer a 1-hour selling consultation to plan your home prep steps. And in this property visit, we will talk about key areas to update now, discuss a calendar plan to meet your schedule, talk about the market today and my projections for your timeline, review an estimated net sheet, and share trusted home prep contractors we work with often. See the link below to schedule your seller consultation appointment.